Hi everyone, I'm JD from Willowbound Journals, and today I want to chat about books and how you can use them as personal journals in various ways. So before I get into that, I want to just remind you all that I am closing my Etsy shop at the end of the week for the holidays. So if there was a journal or a mystery pack or paper pack that you're interested in and maybe wanted in time for Christmas, feel free to go check out my Etsy. The link is down below in the description box. The digital printable portion of my shop will stay open, but all physical items, the journals and the packs, will be taken out for the holidays. So now I want to share a couple different ways I like to use books. So this was a Reader's Digest book, and I took out all the pages and I used the cover for this journal cover. And I made this as a personal journal with Sleeping Beauty on the cover and a frame around it as well. Some washi tape from Washi Wednesday down the spine. And I just added washi tape for the insides of the covers and then bound in my own signatures like that. I've got a library card at the front to write the details of the book. I love putting library cards with book covers. As a book lover and as a writer, I do love books. I've loved books ever since I was a kid. I would read from the moment I got up in the morning till the moment I went to bed. I still love books. I'm part of 2 book clubs. So to use a book as a journal is like my ultimate match made in heaven. Now here's another cover example. And this one is just a random, I don't even know what it was. It was just a white cover book, and I decorated it with one of my collage covers on top. Again, some washi tape from Washi Wednesday there. And I'm using this one as my yearly journal. I transferred all the pages, which you'll see later on how I do that. I'm going to share a video about revamping my journals and changing covers to suit me. And one final example of a book is this Little Golden book. I love using Little Golden books as journal covers. I've got quite a few in my collection, and my 2025 journal will actually be a Little Golden book journal, Cinderella. So this one was my previous yearly journal. So I love using hardcover books as journal covers. Now another way you can use books to make your own personal journals is as altered book journals. So this was my very first altered book journal. You can see it was called Wild About Texas, and I just decorated the covers using some Daphne's Diary magazine images, and I used this for the Anchor Journal course, which is one of my absolute favorite courses that I teach, and it's available anytime, all year round, for anyone who would like to fill up their own journal with their anchors. So in that course, you discover your anchors, the things that ground you and give you a foundation. So I created this course at a time when I felt a bit lost and empty, and this helped me to find my anchors. And yeah, I just love this journal. Love, love, love it. So that was using an altered book. Now, this is my second anchor journal because I love that course so much. I did it again twice. And this one I haven't decorated yet. When I find the perfect page, I'll use that to decorate it. But yeah, this is what it looks like. And going through, these were the end papers. And I filled this one up as well. And the great thing about using an altered book is you work with the pages themselves. So this might have been the title page, and then here's just a blank page. So I didn't need to alter that at all. I just used it for my timeline. Here's another page that was relatively blank. There must have been something under there that I covered over the top. Again here, they were mostly a blank page, and I just covered this part. I love this page, by the way. So you use the pages and work with the book pages as they are. And yeah, I just love the Anchor course. It's such a fun course. And here, there's some pages that I didn't fill in. I think there were 2. And I kind of like that because you get to see what the original book actually looks like. At the back, I used it for the Reflections Journal course 1 year because I still had some pages left over. So yes, that is my second altered book. And then here are some smaller versions, so more like this size. So this one I did for a Colleen Atara course, and I will have a flip through of this on my Patreon, just because it's a very personal journal, very raw, for my eyes only. So yeah, stay tuned for that. The flip through, I've already filmed it, and that will go on my Patreon later, but you can see how I decorated the cover here with some mixed media. So that's sort of the inspiration combined with my own journaling style and prompts for the Reflections Journal course with this altered book. And this is the course I'm currently running. So this one is a course where I show you how to prepare your altered book, how to gather your supplies to document 2024, and how to record your year in a fun, creative, mixed media way. And I have pretty much finished it, almost finished it. I just got a few pages to fill in here and there. And then at the back, I'm going to use these pages for the Intentional Life course. But yeah, all these pages reflecting on the year, documenting the year, and the final step in the process is decorating the cover so it represents the year. So yeah, if you're interested in taking this course, it has already started. A few ladies have already signed up. So in December, the course website has all the videos with the gathering portion. It has all the videos for the preparing the book portion, where I show you how to rip the pages and glue them together and create interesting pages like this waterfall page and flips and flaps. So I take you step by step through that, because I know I get questions sometimes from people saying, how do you alter a book? Like, how do you glue the pages together? And how do you know how many to rip out and all that kind of thing? So I take you through all of that process. If you've never done an altered book before, then this course might be for you. And I will be releasing all of the process videos of filling up the actual pages and using a prompt list and working from a master list in January. So for people who want to get a head start and prepare their journals and start gathering in December, you can register. Feel free to email me if you would like to register. It's $50 in your currency for the course. So you can either get started in December or you can start in January as well. And it's a year-long course, so it's self-paced. You can go at your own, go at it in your own time. So is that a sentence? All right, so now having a look at all of those finished journals and journals in works in progress, that's a look at what you can do with a book. So many fun things you can do with a book. Now here's my personal collection of books that I've gathered that I specifically got for my own personal journals. I'll start with these two. These two I probably want to use as just the cover. So I'll take out all the pages and the covers will just stand on their own. I don't need to alter the covers at all because they're so beautiful. How to Enjoy Garden Flowers and the Book of Ballet, because I am a ballerina, so that speaks to me a lot. And this one is like falling apart. So I've already used some of the pages in journals, but it's got some beautiful papers at the back, or pages at the back, that I want to make covers out of one day for a collection. But yeah, it was falling apart, and yeah, it just came out clean out from the spine. And so this one, I think, yeah, I won't use it as an altered book because obviously it fell out, but I'll bind my own pages in there. And I think I want to use this one as an art journal. The smaller size books or the smaller size covers I tend to use as art journals. This one, maybe I'll use it to record my ballet journey. It's really beautiful. It's got some lovely images. I've used pages from this in various ballet journals that I've made for my shop and for gifts. I do have one ballet journal in my shop currently, in my Etsy, but I didn't use pages from this book. I used illustrations from a different vintage book. But yeah, I love the color. I love that illustration. That will be a journal for me one day. Okay, these ones, I might end up putting these in my shop once I turn them into journals, but I had an idea. If I do put them in my shop, I will take out the pages and bind my own signatures in them. If I keep them for me, they will be altered books. So I thought these would be good for altered art journals as well, because they're just a nice size. And I just fell in love with these end papers. I'm not particularly fussed with the cover of this one, but I wouldn't cover it either. And then this one, I love the cover. I thought this one would be a wonderful family album. So if I did end up putting this in my shop, I'd make it like a family heirloom journal. And again, I love the end papers. and I love the inscription and the illustrations. So very cool. Now these ones are for me. I do know these ones will be for me. I picked these ones up. Hang on, let me just say where I got these from. I got this from a secondhand bookstore. I got this from a thrift shop or op shop. I got these from a different op shop. And these two I got from a place called Hunted in Melbourne, which is an antique and collectible shop. And just look at this book. It is absolutely stunning. Nothing needs to be done to alter this. So beautiful, gold edges and just beautiful end papers. It was a beautiful inscription, 1901 or 07, $10. So this was a bargain. And look at this page. I love this page. Just look at these gorgeous pages. I love the color. Stunning. So this one I wanted to use as a personal altered book journal, like a treasure journal. I don't know if I can ever bring myself to use these. I've had them on my shelf on display above my desk for years now, so who knows if I will ever use them. And then this one here, stunning. If I did use this, I would end up putting something here in this sort of frame space. Treasury of Songs and Lyrics. This one has such amazing pages. I love the inscription again. Bargain, $8. This one has the most amazing color plates. And because it's poetry, I love that the pages are laid out like this with lots of blank space. So this would be ideal for a altered book journal. So as I flip through this one, I just want to chat about the different range of spectrum of perspectives of people's relationship with books. So when I went into the junk journal world, I discovered that there were a range of perspectives about how to use books. So some people, you know, being book lovers, they can't even imagine taking a pair of scissors to a book, any book. So that's one extreme on the spectrum. People who are like, nope, you cannot desecrate a book by cutting it up or ripping it up. You preserve the book and you honor the book by keeping it the way it is. So that's one end of the spectrum. Moving up, there are people who say, if the book's falling apart, if it's widely available, if it's on the way to the trash, that's okay. That's allowable to cut up that book. Moving up the spectrum, you get other people who are like, go for it. Just use the book, use any book and cut it up. Just not the precious ones, just not like the really old ones or the really rare ones or the really beautiful ones. I think I might be at that point. Then you get right at the other end of the spectrum where people say, and I was talking to one lady and she had this perspective because I was talking to her about it. I was saying, yeah, I have some books in my collection that I just couldn't possibly bring myself to use, either because they're so old or because it's so beautiful. But I was saying how I've always been a book cutter up my whole life. I couldn't help myself. I would, when I was a child, cut out images and stick them on my walls or stick them into my journals. And yes, I did get in trouble for it. And now it's amazing that I get to do this for a living. I get to cut up books for my job in the junk journal world. That's what we're known for. Or a lot of us are known for. And yeah, so I was just saying to this lady, you know, I don't know, you know, I'm a book cutter. I'm okay with cutting up books, but there are some that I just don't know if I could ever possibly bring myself to do it. And she was just saying, well, go for it. You know, you can't take those books with you into the next life and they'll end up being, you know, just dust one day. So just go for it. If you're going to get pleasure and enjoy it more by repurposing it and giving it new life, then go for it. Because yeah, you can't take that thing with you into the next life. And I have heard from some people saying, you know, oh, don't use that book. It's worth a lot. Don't use that one. You could sell it. That's not me at all. I'm not worried. I'm not fussed about how much a book is worth. I don't really care about selling a book to get money for it because honestly, I just use that money to buy more supplies. So it's a bit redundant. So that's not really an issue for me. So yeah, I still don't know if I can bring myself to use like the absolute beautiful books like this one here. So this one is my most recent edition and look at this cover. Like if I did use it, which I don't ever think I could, goodness, I would leave it just as it is. It's the most beautiful book I own, or one of the most beautiful books I own. And this lady I was talking to, who's on this end of the spectrum, would just be like, well, just use it. Like, if it's going to give you joy, you know, eventually that book will turn into dust, and no one can take that book with them into the next life. So if it's going to give you more joy to use it than to sit on a shelf, then go for it. So that's her perspective at that end of the spectrum. Me, I'm kind of a bit further down here. There are some books that I will never cut up. There are some that I will just have on my shelf to look through and enjoy, because I will enjoy them more by looking at them than cutting them up. So I'm about here on the spectrum. Let me know in the comments where you are on the spectrum, because I kind of want to highlight in this video that all perspectives are welcome, that you are allowed to have your perspective. But just because you have your perspective, for example, if you're on this end of the spectrum and there's someone else on this end of the spectrum, there can be a bit of a clash sometimes between those two people. And I don't want any like name calling or shaming people saying you're a terrible person because you cut up books, or you're a terrible person because you don't see my perspective, or whatever this person might say to this person. And I just want to acknowledge that there's a range of perspectives, and I know lots of people new to the journal world especially might be a bit confused about what they're allowed to do with their books. You get lots of questions like, am I allowed to cut up a book? Oh, I don't know if that's allowed. Personal choice, I go with. It's totally up to you and what feels right to you. Some of you might disagree with that as well if you're on this side of the spectrum. And if you're on this side of the spectrum as well, I'm somewhere here. I'm further to this side. I'm somewhere here. But let me know where you are on that spectrum. But, you know, be respectful to everyone else's perspective as well. No shaming anyone for where they sit on that spectrum. So yeah, I think for me, Amity Bloom was the person who first inspired me to alter books. She shared how she would alter books to turn them into journals on her channel, and that's when I started altering my own books. And I love how there's so many different ways you can use books. You can use every single part. The pages you can use for collage, for making tags and journal cards. You can use them to make envelopes and pockets. You can obviously use them to make, you know, signatures in your journals. You could use them to alter for doing an altered book journal. And of course you can use the cover. For me, it's all about the covers. All of these books I chose because of the covers. So do you have your own collection of books as well that you just use for display or for altered books? How do you use books? I've got lots of questions in this video, because I just love books. I love chatting about books. I love reading them. I love looking through them, and I love making journals out of them. I am a book lover all round. This is how I honor books, through all those methods: reading them, looking at them, and making things out of them. So yeah, that's me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys. A big thank you to my beautiful, beautiful patrons who are supporting me in the month of December. You guys are absolutely amazing. I appreciate you so much and couldn't do what I do without you. If you would like to become a patron, there is a link down below in the description box. And when you become a patron, you are supporting Willowbound Journals and this channel. And you also get access to extra videos. So the journal making series each month. If you're a Ruby patron, you get access to every printable kit from my Etsy right there over Patreon, including a new kit each month. Going up the tiers, there are mail tiers where you get sent mail to you. The highest tier is the journal tier, where you get a journal sent to you each month. So if you're interested in that, feel free to check that out. You can also become a member or buy me a coffee to support this channel if you would like.